Hi, my name is JP Bresser. I'm a cave and tech instructor for GUI, Global Underwater Explorers. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the dry suit pockets. So what are we putting on which side and why is that? And I'm going to talk about all the items we're going to put in all the pockets. So let's go. Sometimes people ask us if we have a specific reason why we put some equipment in some pockets. And kind of a standard joke answer we as GUI instructors have is if you don't really know the answer, we always say it's because of scootering. But in the case of our pockets, it actually originates from scootering. So this comes from cave diving, where you're scootering with your team on a line, and when you come to an intersection, you need to reinforce the exit side of the line you're coming from. Now imagine that you would have your markers in your right pocket. That means everybody needs to come off the trigger and reach in their right pocket. So the whole team will come to a halt. Now if we put the markers in the left pocket, that means we can stay on the trigger when we approach the intersection, and we actually can start preparing the marker and arrive at the intersection ready to drop the marker and keep on going. So we kind of choose that as a standard, and for that reason we decided that everything we intend to use during a dive we're going to put in our left pocket. So our left pocket becomes our working pocket. Everything we hope not to use during the dive is our right pocket, and we call that the backup pocket. So let's start with the right pocket. One of the first items is my Halcyon wet notes, and people mostly use this for communication, to write information. For me, wet notes is much more than that. For me, it's actually a toolkit. When I open it up, I have all kinds of tools in there. I have, for instance, a spare pencil in here. I have a sea spanner, which I can take underwater. When I'm going to do survey, I'm going to insert my survey compass into my wet notes as well. And I have all kinds of tools to do repairs, even on the surface or underwater, spare O-rings and measurement devices when I'm doing documentation on the water. So the perfect place for this wet notes. I hope I don't need it in my dive, because my main communication will be with my light and with my hand signals. So I hope I will not use it, so I'm going to put it in my right pocket. And the right pocket has a special wet note pocket. I always clip all my equipment with the double ender and clean it up, so I'm not accidentally losing it when I take any other piece of gear out of my right pocket. The next piece of equipment I'm going to put in my right pocket is the backup mask, and I like to use the normal adjustable silicone strap, because that makes the mask interchangeable with my teams. Again, here I'm attaching a double ender to it. I'm going to put it in my right pocket. I'm going to use the big cargo pocket for that. I'm going to use the bungee which is in there. I'm going to clean the mask up, and I'm going to just fold it in like that. As we can see, there's still plenty of space for other equipment there if necessary. When I'm cave diving, I'm also going to bring my safety spool with 45 meters of line there. It's also something I don't intend to use during my dive, so I'm going to stow that in my right pocket as well. I'm going to attach it to the bungee loop. I'm going to stick it in. Still plenty of space to bring more stuff as necessary. What I might do, depending on the dive, I might bring a Halcyon cordless light, and this is actually for me more of a backup of my primary light. So if I'm doing long demanding dives, where I'm really depending on the quality of my light, I can bring this light and I can store this eventually in my right pocket as well. Some last items which I can put in the zipper bag, which is on top, might be a spare bottom timer, specifically when I'm going on tech dives. Inside we will find a little piece of bungee where I can attach it and put it in there. What we as instructors take with us as well as a spare is an extra air gun. Your students love you for this little tool, but I always bring an extra one, clip it in, and this little pocket's ideal for those small items. Very important, after you put stuff in your pocket or you get gear out of your pocket, you always do an integrity check to make sure nothing is dangling out. And the way I do it is I go from the front to the bottom, to the side, to the top, making sure my pockets are all clean and everything is neatly stored. Okay, let's now move to the left pocket, which is the working pocket. That means we're going to store items there which we intend to use during the dive. Typical example is that it's my Halcyon SMB with a 30-meter spool. Double ender on here, and this pocket, like the other one, has a piece of bungee, making it very easy to clip and store the equipment in there. What I can do, specifically for tech dives, I can bring 1 or 2 extra leashes for bottle rotations if necessary. When I'm going cave diving, my left pocket is typically the location where I will store my directional and non-directional markers as well. And also for cave diving, I might bring a couple of extra Halcyon jump spools. Again here, whenever I put anything in or outside my pocket, I will do my integrity check. Front, bottom, left, top, making sure I have a clean and neat configuration of the pocket. Again here, there's a small zipper pocket. What I typically use this one for is to bring extra double landers in case I might need them. So today we discussed briefly the application and equipment we store in the pockets from our dry suits. We talked about the right pocket, which is your backup pocket. So we stow equipment there we don't intend to use during the dive. These items might be your Halcyon wet notes, your backup mask and a safety spool. If you're going on longer cave dives, you also might bring an extra cordless primary light in that pocket. On the top zipper bag, you can add an extra bottom timer if you want. The left pocket is our working pocket, and that's the pocket we intend to use during the dive. Typically there I will stow my Halcyon SMB attached to a spool. I will bring my Halcyon directional and non-directional markers attached to a pigtail. I might bring some extra leashes to do bottle rotation and some extra jump spools. Never forget, every time you move anything in and outside of your pocket, we want to do this integrity check, making sure we have always a nice clean configuration of the dry suit pockets.